What's up, guys? Rod Stewart wins 2-1. If I would have picked, if I would have had a guess about, I would have got you all wrong. Whatever you guys picked, I would have thought you would have picked the opposite. Uh, if I would have picked, I probably would have picked Phil. That song is so damn, like you guys all said, right from the beginning, it gets you. And it looks like the first thing I'm gonna do is get my review of that song, that video. But I love how he like made eye contact with the camera at certain times in certain parts of the song. That's so good. Like it's like a forgotten song by him, but that's great. I downloaded that recently, and it's gonna take a long time for me to get sick of that one. All right, Jim. Oh, I think you guys all pretty much mentioned the drums also, but yeah, it's fantastic. Um, right from the get go and all throughout. Jim, you kind of nailed it when you said how Phil highlights the drums. Where does he rank? It's probably rhetorical. No one's going to answer it, but where do you guys think he ranks as far as best drummers? I know that guy Neil Peart from Rush is thought of as probably the best. But anyways, I never hear Phil Collins mentioned with best drummers. Is that he's overlooked or what? Because he's amazing with the drums, even though he wasn't playing the drums in that song. Anyway, Jim, you said Rod could make a run if he wins, and he won, so maybe he'll make a run, which would be right. Rod Stewart won the last one with Young Turks. I guess he really is an underrated musician. He was around for so long, like 70s, 80s, 90s, 3 decades. I think he was probably underrated. Uh, Jimmy mentioned that not showing the girl's face, which also leads me to Jay's question about. Actually, it leads me to a point that you all made. The girl in that video was his girlfriend at the time, 1976. I think this was done. So to Don's point, how he was acting, or I don't think it was acting. That's his girl. Like I think that he was just being himself. And Jay, and I read up on this stuff a few months ago when I was going to submit it. I read up because that video really had me intrigued too. The girl was French. What is she saying? Is it French at the end? I don't even know, but it was in English, and that was actually his girlfriend's voice at the time in that song, and that was his girlfriend in the video, which made all the things he was doing not awkward for him, even though it was awkward for us to watch that. So that's the backstory on that video and song. Jimmy made me laugh when you said, hey, "It's my first Friday I'm working since June." Fucking bullshit. Like not even a smile. Just the fact that you're so pissed that you have to work a Friday is great. It means I think in 2019 I've had 3 Fridays off. Just just perspective. I thought it was pretty funny. Let's see, Jim. I got some things written down here. Talked about going trolling. I I always hated trolling. I hated it. I could never tell if I got a hit. I remember fishing in Oneida Lake with the Hubels. Like fucking another thing I gotta touch on. A Hubel story. This might be a really long review. Um, did I already say that? Holy shit. Um, I was trolling probably 1981 when the Hubels had their camp in Oneida Lake. You guys remember that? I was up there quite a bit. That orange boat. It was me, Mike, and Tom. And Mike and I were trolling, and I'm like, this is the dumbest shit ever. It was murky water, weedy, and my pole was just like from the weeds and of course just from the boat. Seemed like an hour, maybe hour and a half later. Okay, guys, reel it in. We're going in. Reel up my pole. Fucking, I was dragging a fish for who knows how long. Didn't know it was on. I don't think I would still know if it's on. But anyways, you talk about getting a hit, and it's a great term, getting a hit. I remember back in the day, I would say if Dad went out, did you get any bites? No, no. I said, did you get any hits? No. Did you get any bites? Nope. How about any nibbles? Remember, the nibble was a big thing. Did you get any nibbles? Kind of weird. And Dad was always like fucking good sport about that. Like Jesus Christ, Bob. No, I didn't get any of that shit. But he was just, which leads me to what he's so different now. And I gotta tell you, I had a couple of nice talks with Dad last week at the house, just me and him, because of course Mom's doing things with her friends. She went to she had a luncheon with fucking the Columbus school teachers. Yeah, her and Diane Brockway every year still get together with. I mean, I don't even know who's still alive. It was Miss Roop. It was Mr. Fleischman. It was Mr. Bowler. Miss McKenna. How the fuck do I remember these names? But they still do that once a year, and they were doing that Wednesday thing. I went over to talk to Dad, and he pretty much, between the four of us, he doesn't like camp anymore. Which it's. I mean, I get it though. I actually get it. I think it all started when he got rid of his boat. If he's not fishing, or if he's not catching fish, he doesn't want to hang out with people. I mean, again, this is between the four of us. He doesn't like hanging out with people. He just doesn't like it. I don't know those people there, so I'm sure they're all nice people, but I don't know what it is. I didn't say why. He just says I just don't like it, especially when it gets cold at night. Like I think late August, early September. And I know Mom likes to go on Thursdays, and I think he really presses her or tries to convince her to go on Fridays, which I know is what they did this week. Mom, I think, really, really enjoys talking and hanging out with her friend. Dad just, I mean, think about it. This might be the longest review ever. Think about the people he talks to nobody. I don't know what makes him happy. Uh, he's very happy when Jacob comes over. I think he likes the casino. Anyways, holy shit, that's my thought on that. And Jim, I gotta piggyback off what Don said about your ROR last week. I mean, it might as well have been Foster Brooks. It was that good. It was oh shit. It was pretty funny. Jay, 8 minutes. I'm just gonna say this, like I've said before in text. Jay, the beginning of your video. I mean, if you guys want me to get into it, I'm sure you don't, but these are not coincidences, my brothers. These are not coincidences. So it's gonna say that. Just gonna say that. Uh, I finally got your Hubel. I finally saw Rod. I finally saw Tom Hubel and Rod Stewart in this video. It's the nose. It's like the eyes. I saw it. It's the shape of his face or something. So I did see it this time. So I'm finally on board with that. You talked about it was hilarious when you said corn because nobody else gets that. Fucking corn. That's a Bill Vinci thing for you guys. This whatever. Oh, do I want to get into the Hubel story at 9 minutes? I'll see if I got time. I mean, maybe I can make a single video about that. It's going to be kind of hard to talk about, but fuck, I don't know. Uh, shit, a great shit voice by you when you start singing out loud. It's pretty funny. I got what you said about it could be too cheesy. I agree. It's too bad you got to work with a shit guy at work. I think we've all been there with that. Oh, you motherfucker. I think we've all been there with the shit guy from work. Um, just as long as we're not the shit guy, I guess it'd be better like that. You talked about the baseball races, which are amazing. Especially the American League wild card because that hits close to home for me. I think Oakland's got a good chance to make that because they got a lot of games with Anaheim, Seattle, and Texas, which is beneficial for them. And I don't think anyone's juiced. I don't think anyone that is good. It would you got your middle relievers that get caught. The guy from Oakland got caught, Frankie Montez. He was getting good, but I don't think it's gonna be any big names ever. They're gonna get caught with that stuff. It's just they can't be that dumb, can they? On to Don. Don lunch with Henry, amazing. I did that last year with Jacob, and he was. I mean, it was great. So yeah, I get that. That is awesome. Um, Chick-fil-A. I had Chick-fil-A in Jeremy's graduation. I gotta tell you, it was fantastic. Fantastic. I wish we had a Chick-fil-A. Let's see. That was a great song at the beginning of your video. The Creep song. Should have cranked that and did some dances to it. TLC Creep like that. Let's see. The comments you talked about on YouTube are great, and I'm surprised you didn't mention. I'm surprised you didn't mention the one, unless you didn't see it, when he said, "Spread your wings and let me come inside." Someone said, which I guarantee, because I thought the same thing. I guarantee he wanted to say, "Spread your legs and let me come inside." I guarantee that was such a sexual innuendo there. It really was. It's spread your wings and let me come inside. That's definitely he wanted to say legs. That was such a sexual comment. It's hilarious. The divorce song you said, yeah, I've heard that before from that, and I'm sure it had to do something with some divorce or breakup he was going through. I love how Phil just makes eye contact at certain points. Like he was so good in that video, so good, so on point. And Jay, I'm surprised you didn't mention this. Maybe it was just me that heard it, but when Hideo Nomo pitched a no hitter in '95 ish or something, maybe that's what it was. It was one-on-one sports radio. Fucking genius. Hideo Nomo pitched a fucking no hitter, and the guy led in to the show right after it happened with the end of the Phil Collins song when he goes, "Nomo, Nomo," and it was perfect. Hideo Nomo, Nomo. Unbelievable. I thought it was so clever. Don, there was no theme, but I get what you're saying. That was a good catch by you. And a couple more things. Don, how did your hair? It's so thick. Do you put something in it? Look at this thin, fucking shitty shit. So fucking Jesus Christ, so fucking awful. How do you get your hair so thick? Very impressed. A little like Bryce Harper going on there. So thick. We talked about being hammered. That's the worst thing in the world. When I was in Texas, this is what happens with me. First of all, the sick feeling the next day where the whole day is pretty much shot. Like you think you're hungry, but you're really not. You just feel like that shit is just settled in there still. But I get to a point, and maybe happens 3 times a year, 5 at the most. I'll be drinking, and I gotta tell you, vodka now is my favorite. It just puts me like, it just numbs me. And it's only with vodka. But when I was in Texas, we were on the beach till like 3 in the morning, um, one of the mornings, Saturday night into Sunday morning. And I was feeling so damn good. But what I do, I get to a point now where I don't even have to think of it. It's like my body just says, fucking stop. Just fucking stop. I just stop drinking. Again, not a big drinker, obviously, but it's like my body or my head or something just has this internal thing where it just says, it's time to stop. I might have a half a glass or half a beer, and it's just, I'm done. It's weird, but it works. And then then it wears off slowly. But anyways, that was probably the best thing about. I didn't even talk to you guys about Texas, but that Saturday night we were all out there, and then it was just like down to like two or three of us. Uh, if we ever talk like one on one, and he goes, I'll tell you, like there's some, wow, it was that was great. That was did I did I mention that to you guys? That night was one of the best nights of my life. I could say that. One of, not the top seven. Definitely top 10, possibly top five. I'm just gonna be safe and say seven. It was it was incredible. I'll never forget it. But that's that and that. Anything else? Let's see. No, nothing else. I'm actually off Sunday. I'm off Sunday. Football starts Sunday. No one mentioned football, which I know Jade doesn't really like it, but I'm surprised. Jim, I'm wondering what your take is this year. Odell's gone. Just wondering what your temperature is on the NFL. Don, the Redskins might be the worst. No, Miami's going to be the worst team. Washington might be the worst team in the NFL or the NFC. But I am looking forward to it. I hate what comes along with football, school, shorter days. Holidays are right around the fucking corner. They are right around the corner. And you know what? I can't stand the fucking holidays for so many reasons. I just, I would love, I like Thanksgiving. I would like to fucking go to sleep the day after Thanksgiving and wake up January 1st to watch the bowl games. All right, guys. I guess that's all I got. We're at 17 minutes almost. That's all. Talk to you later.